Hey guys, the Firebird is here. It's just me. My brother couldn't be here today because he's trying to
find the 4 cyber planet keys before the Decepticons can use them for evil.
That is the joke. I hope you guys are happy. Anyways, so before I begin with the video, I wanna say some things in regards to what I'm doing with the channel lately. Lately I did a video talking about the Fate series, which is an anime that I watch, which it's really good, guys. Go watch Fate series. I'm not even kidding when I say you're gonna have a good time watching it. It's really good. I do plan to make more non-Transformers videos. Like after this video, I'm going to make the Arachnid video because lately in my community poll, I listed a bunch of video topics and you guys chose a video topic in which I talk about what happened to Arachnid and the Insecticon hype after Transformers Prime. And after that video, I'll do another non-Transformers video. My plan moving forward is that every, let's say, 3 Transformers videos, every 3 to 4, maybe 2 sometimes, I'll work on something else that's non-TF related. Just because doing Transformers all the time gets boring, and while I still have quite a few things to talk about, things have been quiet and I also want to cover some more things. So, I hope you guys don't mind and support me in the other stuff I'm covering. I'm glad to see that I found some people that actually like the Fate series that also are subscribed to me. I do plan to make another video talking about Fate and then moving out to maybe some Destiny content and some Star Wars content, but we'll see. My birthday's coming up, so I need some tips as to what Transformers figure I should get. I'm gonna put an image on the screen right now. I'm looking primarily for Decepticons, and these are all the Decepticons I have. So if you guys have any recommendations, like from Generation, Studio Series or whatever, let me know. But keep the price a little low because I also need the money to put food on the table. Because the world's kind of on fire because of that thing I'm not allowed to talk about. So let me know of a cool Decepticon figure you guys think I should get. Anyway, so now we can get started with the video. So Mirage. Mirage is one of those characters that's well liked by the Transformers fandom, more specifically the movie fandom. And that's because he has a cool design, he has an Italian accent, he is red, he has blades, he's red, I guess. I don't know. Mirage is one of those characters that appear for only a few minutes worth of screen time, and everyone seems to like him. Well, I'm not gonna lie, I think Mirage has a pretty cool design, and his vehicle mode is gorgeous, but at the same time, it's a little odd how so many people like this guy and gravitate towards him. But he still doesn't have the same popularity as Sideswipe, that's for sure. Mirage made a couple of appearances in the toy line, even though we never got a pretty movie accurate toy of him. He also made appearances in the Transformers Dark of the Moon the game, and a few comics by IDW, as well as other media and merchandise. Now, surprisingly enough, Mirage is one of those characters that went missing right after Dark of the Moon, and we don't know if he's alive or not, but I'm gonna go ahead and say that he's probably dead, and not because there's any concrete evidence out there. I'm saying it because the Michael Bay universe, it's over. We're never gonna get Transformers 6, like a last night sequel. If you guys are interested in checking out what will happen in a TF6 based on the very little information we have about it, I made a video about it lately, so you can go and check that out if it piques your interest. But frankly, since the universe is over and we're never gonna revisit it again, we could revisit it again in comics, but honestly I highly doubt it. So any missing character that we don't see by TF5 is officially dead because we're never gonna see them again. You can pretty much consider them dead. So in this video, I'm gonna talk about Mirage's cut death scene from Transformers Dark of the Moon. Because Mirage was originally apparently supposed to die in Dark of the Moon. Seeing in the movies, and they never made an actual CGI render of his death or whatever. Apparently, it was planned at one point. This comes from the Transformers Dark of the Moon IDW comic adaptation. The comic adaptation is very interesting because it has some details and some scenes that never made onto the movie, and I really want to cover it someday, which I'm probably gonna put this in a poll, if you guys want me to talk about the differences and comparisons between the IDW comic and the actual Dark of the Moon film, because I think it will be a pretty fun video to cover. After I'm done with the Arachnid video, I'll put a poll, see if you guys are interested. But yeah, the comic for the most part plays exactly like Dark of the Moon does. The Autobots fight the Decepticons, Megatron has his plan. Some things do happen differently. For example, the Washington fight between the Autobots and Decepticons is extended a bit more. We get some extra scenes that never made it into the movie. For example, Optimus Prime visiting the graves of the dead Autobots. And even an appearance by Skits and Mudflap, which kinda shows what their role was meant to be had they appeared in Dark of the Moon. Now in the comic, Mirage's death scene happens around the time Bumblebee and the rest of the Autobots are taken prisoners by Soundwave Barricade and the other Decepticons. So much like in the actual movie, the Decepticons have them prisoner, and then Dylan, the human Decepticon associate, shows up and he tells Soundwave that, you know, they don't need prisoners, they need to learn some respect. And that's when Soundwave responds with, "Prisoners? I see no prisoners. Only trophies." But this time, instead of killing Wheeljack, or Q, whatever you wanna call him, he actually decapitates Mirage in one swing. He grabbed the head and bam, he's just gone. So Sideswipe and Bumblebee are like understandably horrified and screamed out in like despair and anger. And then the rest of the scene plays pretty much the same with Wheelie and Brain sabotaging one of the Decepticon ships, causing a ruckus, allowing the Autobots to escape, and then Bumblebee kills Soundwave and the rest is history. What's interesting for this scenario is that Wheeljack is actually the one that survives, so we never see him die. I mean, after this we don't really see him appear in the comics, same with the other Autobots, but considering that he didn't die in that scene, it's implied that he does end up surviving in this version. Now you guys might be thinking, Fire, what are you talking about? This death scene was never supposed to happen. Like, the comics are not canon, and while you're right about that one, the comics are actually working with an early version of the Transformers Dark of the Moon script. Like, comics take a long time to make. Like, I know some people like to think that they actually are pretty short to do, and yeah, some comics are, but since this is like a 4-part, you know, series movie adaptation that's trying to coincide with the events of the movie and like go along with it to capitalize on its popularity, this was made ahead of time before the movie was released. So this is working with an early version of the script. That's why some of the events from the comic are different from some of the events that we see in the movie. Some scenes from the early working of the script are cut, some are added, some are changed, and that's why Dark of the Moon and the comic are a little different in terms of some of the stuff that happens in there. So originally it was Mirage who was supposed to bite the dust in this scene, not Wheeljack. Now the reason why I think they changed the death scene from Mirage to Wheeljack is actually pretty simple. Wheeljack has a more humanoid defenseless look. Out of all the Autobots in the movie, Wheeljack is the one Autobot who we never really see him fight. Even Joel has a small action scene, and yeah, granted, it's in the background, but still, even Joel like shot a bullet. Like, Wheeljack, all that he ever did was make weapons for the humans, which I guess you can count that as a Wheeljack kill, but at the same time, he's kind of like this elderly Autobot that just there for like sympathy points, and I think that's like the main reason why the death scene was changed from Mirage to Wheeljack. Like, seeing this like elderly defenseless Autobot kind of plead for his life and, you know, just be mercilessly executed by Barricade is like kind of sad. Like, would you be more impacted had this death scene like applied to Mirage? Could you see Mirage like pleading for his life? Could you see Mirage like, you know, shown as defenseless when he's about to be executed by Barricade? Or made the scene be as dramatic? Probably not. So that's probably the reason why Mirage ended up, you know, surviving and Wheeljack took his place in this scene. Now, surprisingly enough, that's actually not the only Mirage death scene. There were actually 2 planned death scenes for him. In the Transformers novelization, which I don't know if that's working with the same version of the script that was given to the comic book producers, because in the novelization, which it's a novel, you know, there's no images or stuff like that. It's all, you know, words and just use your imagination. You know, books, that ancient thing that barely anyone uses anymore. Haha, funny. Anyways. So in the novelization, Mirage actually gets decapitated by Starscream. What's with Mirage and decapitation? Like, is this karma for like sniping that one Decepticon in Dark of the Moon? Wow, that really came back to bite him. Now, I haven't read the novelization and I'm actually going by the TF wiki here, but apparently in the novelization he gets decapitated by Starscream. supposedly he gets killed earlier in the movie, like before Starscream gets killed. So my guess is that probably around the scene when the Autobots and the humans separate, the Autobots are off doing their own thing, and the humans are like, you know, about to scale the building to like destroy the pillar. My guess is that around that point, that's when Starscream was probably supposed to have a surprise attack and probably decapitate Mirage. If you guys have read the novelization, or if you know what happens in the novelization exactly, like when it did, please tell me in the comments down below, because I also would like to know. But yeah, Mirage was originally supposed to die, and he made it out somehow. Probably because Michael Bay still wanted to keep his vehicle mode around just in case, so that's probably the main reason why Michael Bay decided to spare him. But anyways, before I go, I want to give you a fun fact about Mirage. Did you know that Hasbro officially thinks that Mirage is the weakest Autobot around? I'm not even kidding. I made a video covering like the weakest to strongest Transformers, and Mirage's stats, like his toy stats, are ridiculously low. This guy is the perfect definition of a glass cannon. Soundwave could punch the guy and he will break like paper, which ironically happens in both the novelization and the comic. So yeah, it's no wonder why a tiny bullet from a Decepticon actually caused him so much pain in the final battle. Either that or Mirage has extremely sensitive metal. But anyways guys, before we go, shout out to our patrons Morise Prime, Mateo, Mario Gordon, Christopher Prime, Stephanie Ballard, and the absolute madman himself, Jordan the Great, who donated $100. Thank you guys for donating, it's much appreciated. And if you guys want to donate to my Patreon, links will be in the description down below and in the comments down below. By donating to my Patreon, you get access to some of my videos early. You can request your own videos, you receive a shout out at the end of my videos, you can participate in some of my videos if you so choose, and you get a few previews of some of my new works that are currently in development. There are plenty of rewards that you get as a result of becoming one of my patrons, and I do plan to adding a few more in the future as time goes on and the patrons grow, but keep in mind that donating is entirely optional, because freedom is the right of all sentient beings. Thank you to my patrons for donating, it's much appreciated. And if you guys want to donate, you know what to do. So yeah, thanks a lot guys. Anyways guys, that's it for this video. Hopefully you'll enjoy. My birthday's coming up soon, so you know, if you have any toy recommendations, like let me know in the comments down below. My birthday is June 28th, in case I forgot to mention that earlier. Let me know your thoughts on Mirage's death scenes. Do you guys think it was the best choice to change Mirage's death scene to Wheeljack's death scene? Do you think it would have been more impactful had Mirage been the one who bites the dust? And also, what do you think of Mirage? I feel like he is probably like one of those characters from the Bay films which everyone's like, yeah, I like that guy, but compared to Sideswipe, his popularity is not as big, and he's also one of the most popular characters that fans like to debate whether he's alive or not post Age of Extinction. And that's mostly because out of all the cards that we see Harold Antinger showcase in the film, his card doesn't have an X crossed on it, meaning that he's still at large, or supposedly still at large. For all we know, he could have been killed by a Decepticon. For my next video, I'm gonna do a video talking about what happened to Arachnid and the zombie insect that comes from Transformers Prime. You know, switch it up a little, talk about something that's not from the movies. That'll be nice. So hopefully you guys will check that out when I release it. In probably 3 to 4 days. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways guys, that's it for this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay safe guys. Also, can we make fun of Mirage's like ridiculously piss poor defense in the comments down below? I beg you, please make some creative jokes about that. Thanks.